Going back to our first story now, outside Guinea, international leaders have condemned the latest bout of unrest, and the African Union as well as the United Nations have called for Conde's immediate release. Joining us on the line to shed some light on Namibia's position concerning developments in Guinea is Penda Naanda, the Executive Director in the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation. A very good evening to you, Ambassador, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening.
Firstly, what is Namibia's position on what is transpiring in Guinea?
The position of the government of Namibia on what is happening in Guinea is aligned with the position of the AU as a member of that organization. Namibia is guided by the principle of the EU Constitutive Act, which condemns and rejects unconstitutional changes of government. It is on this basis on which Namibia expressed its strong disapproval of the lack of respect for the legitimate and democratically elected president of Guinea, and called upon the military to respect the rule of law and return to civilian rule, and also called on the citizens of Guinea not to resort to violence in addressing their concerns.
How will the current situation affect the Namibia-Guinea relations?
I think that the current situation will be affected in terms of at the political level, in terms of our commitments, because until the situation is resolved and constitutional order is restored, Namibia will not try to legitimize the government which seized power through disruptive constitutional order. Further, our relations will also be guided by the decisions emanating from ECOWAS as well as the AU Peace and Security Council, which are expected to deliberate on the matter in a matter of days.
How do you think the situation should be best resolved, and who should take the lead?
We think that the neighboring countries and ECOWAS, the regional grouping, has mechanisms to deal with situations of this matter through consultations with various stakeholders inside and outside the country, including, of course, the African Union. We encourage the regional grouping to find an amicable solution for the Republic of Guinea to return to constitutional order in order to, in the best interest of the people of the Republic of Guinea. And we also, of course, it goes without saying that the situation can only be resolved if the military respects the rule of law and allow the situation to return to normalcy, and also when the people of Guinea avoid resorting to violence in addressing their concerns. We are hopeful that the people of Guinea will resolve this issue peacefully.
Lastly, there are some people who think or say that the former President Alpha Conde's story is quite sad because he would have emerged as one of the success stories of Africa if he had not decided to set aside the constitution that sent him to power. There are some people who've criticized the African Union and the continental body basically by saying that there are certain things that happen in these countries where the continental body, which is the African Union, is quiet on some of these things. Can we one day see an AU that stands forward and fearlessly tells African leaders that, look, listen, maybe you've had your time in office. Maybe it's time to just move out and make way because you are kind of disrupting the creation of the Africa that we want?
Our constitution is very clear in terms of not interfering in the internal affairs of other countries. And I think the AU has a principal position in terms of governments that are toppled through unconstitutional means. So as a country, we will continue to respect the internal affairs of other countries. But as a matter of principle, we would not abide by we would not condone governments that are coming into power through unconstitutional means.
Ambassador Naanda, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I highly appreciate it. That was the Executive Director in the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation, Penda, Naanda, just shedding some light on Namibia's position in regards to what's happening in Guinea.